League of Legends is a game that we can describe in a plethora of words. Some people may call it fun, engaging, exciting, and addicting. Other people may call it tilting, awful, disappointing, and a waste of time. But nobody, and I mean nobody on this dreaded earth can call it one particular word. A word that devs seem to struggle in almost every single facet of gaming. That word is, of course, balanced. League of Legends is in fact so unbalanced that some characters aren't worth playing, some abilities just do not work, and some items can turn you into a god amongst mortals. And though we can sit here and talk about what is breaking the game in one's favor, I thought that today we should do the exact opposite. That's right, today, instead of looking at the best things in League of Legends, we're going to be facing the exact opposite direction. Today, we are going to be looking at the 5 worst abilities in all of League. Number 5, Kalista Sentinel. Kalista summons a sentinel that moves in a target path, granting sight in a cone in front of it. Too bad this ugly monster moves about as fast as a piece of bubblegum moving up a hill of molasses. And it only gets vision in front of itself, meaning if you're a jungler, this is pretty easy to avoid. In fact, if you get caught by this ability, you should give yourself a pat on the back for being the only League of Legends player to be able to play League of Legends with no vision in real life. Not to mention that Kalista already heavily struggles in the early game due to her insane reliance on items. So making one of her skills almost useless in combat unless her support can proc the passive is basically just spitting on her unmarked grave. Instead, let her summon a mini Kalista, and then maybe both of them in tandem will be able to do as much damage as one as real Q. Number 4, Skarner's passive. Skarner is a character that we already know Riot hates. He's a jungler that unfortunately struggles to find his place in the meta due to the rapid influx of hypermobility and apparently every single character's ability to jump over a wall. Hell, at this point you can add my mother into Summoner's Rift, and she would probably be able to outrun Skarner. Some of the only times that Skarner gets a dueling advantage is next to his Crystal Spires, aka these spots on the map that give him a decent amount of bonus stats if they're claimed. But the funny thing is, they don't move. So though the bonus stats are actually decent, they are insanely limited as to where Skarner can fight. To make matters worse, these are a reference to Dominion, the game mode that used to take place on the Crystal Scar, aka Skarner's home, where you had to capture points in order to win. So Riot implementing this into Summoner's Rift is basically mounting the head of Skarner's mom and making him stare at it to remind him what could have been. But hey, I would say that's a lot better than being in a floating boombox. And though the bonus stats on these spires are actually pretty good, this is insanely limiting to where Skarner can take fights because they never move. I mean, sure, you can proc Skarner steroids by landing your E-stun or by ulting someone, but that only lasts for about 2 seconds. You want to know how long it is? Number 3, Teemo's move quickly grants him 10 to 26% bonus move speed as long as he hasn't taken damage from champions or turrets in the last 5 seconds. Which makes sense back in the 1800s when every single character didn't have 10 dashes built right into their kit. But since most top laners are hypermobile in one way or another, this ability ends up falling by the wayside pretty quickly. I mean, sure, you can activate it to double its effectiveness and stop it from being lost for the next 3 seconds. But even then, if an enemy top laner gets to you, you're probably going to be blown apart before you could waddle your little ass away. Not to mention that this is the last ability you will always rank up due to its lack in combat stats, making it incredibly bad for nearly every stage of the game with a 14-second cooldown. I'm starting to feel bad for anyone that mains a dated champion. Number 2, as a heavy engaged champion that needs to be in the center of the battle, Jarvan is a bruiser that quite literally has to be in the fight to be effective. He has this big golden suit of armor that seems impenetrable, and an ultimate that locks enemies in a fight to the death with the Golden Warrior himself. So what did Riot do to ensure that he has dueling potential? Oh, well, that's easy. Some sort of survivability, right? Let's take a look here. They gave him a shield that blocks a grand total of 60 damage. Wait, no, that's just at rank 1. Obviously, it's gonna get a lot stronger, right? What does it block at max rank, aka at level 18, because this is the last ability he levels up? Oh! 160 damage. But surely it scales with something, right? It can't just be a 160 damage shield. Come on, show me what makes it worth our while. 1.5% of his max health per enemy champion hit. Wow. Does it stun, root, knock up again? It has to do something powerful, right? It cannot be that bad. Yeah, let's move on. And now, finally, we get to number 1, the worst ability in all of League of Legends. But before we get into it, we have some honorable mentions that unfortunately didn't make it into the list. Axe Out Ultimate can be blocked by literally anything and only deals damage to low health targets, meaning if a full health target blocks it, it deals less damage than a sneeze. Zillion Passive is literally only good if someone on your team sucks enough to be behind an EXP, but if that's the case, a bit of bonus EXP isn't going to save you. Sivir Ultimate is just a stat buff and a little bit of move speed. There are actually items that do this. Please just fix her, she's garbage. Yumi doesn't have to right-click, that counts. And Teemo is part of the majority of the people watching this video that aren't subscribed. Don't be like him. If you subscribe to the channel, you'll really help us out. On top of that, we've been uploading videos every single day, so be sure to ring the bell thingy so you don't miss a banger like this one. Now let's keep going. Number 1 is Kogmaw's passive. Now, Kogmaw is one of the most interesting champions in League of Legends. His damage is insanely high. He's been played on the pro stage as both an AP mid laner and an AD bot laner. And though he recently has been struggling to find relevance in the meta, he's still very capable of ripping someone in half like a goddamn Twix bar. The thing about Kogmaw, though, is that he needs to be as far away from targets as physically possible to stay safe due to his lack of mobility options. So what does Riot do for Kogmaw's passive? What ability do they bless Kogmaw with in game? Is it a spell shield that comes up every 30 seconds to help him survive? Maybe it's a bit of damage mitigation so the poor guy doesn't have a heart attack when an assassin looks at him. Or maybe it's just a bit of bonus health to give him just a tiny teensy amount of survivability. No, that's not what they gave him at all. When Kogmaw dies, they gave him an immobile self-destruct ability, where he has to run to an enemy champion over the next 4 seconds and explode in order to do damage with it. Now, there's a lot of problems with this ability. Number 1, you have to literally die in order to use it. So if you're ever using it, you did something wrong. Number 2, if a Kogmaw is playing well and is always at max distance in fights, do they just expect him to lock in his pair of Usain Bolt Nikes and sprint at an enemy across the map? Number 3, he can't use any abilities during this time. He is just an intangible bomb that is easy to avoid in the current meta. Number 4, did I mention you have to die to use it? Number 5, you can't choose to detonate it early, so it's incredibly predictable when you're gonna blow up. And number 6, it doesn't scale with any ratios at all. There is absolutely no reason for Kogmaw to still have this passive, because almost every single character in this game can simply walk away. And the characters that can't are probably so tanky they won't notice he blew up in the first place. It's so awful that even on the times it does hit, chances are Kogmaw was blown up so fast that the enemies you hit with it are still at full health. I don't get why it's still like this, Riot. Please help the poor guy out. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really enjoy talking about stuff that's the opposite of broken because I feel like nobody ever does that. And also, is there any bad abilities that I've missed? Please let me know in the comment section below and maybe we'll do a part 2 of this list. And finally, I have a tiny announcement. It's the season of giving and I want to give something back. So I'm going to be giving away 10 League of Legends skins over at my Instagram at ScoochIG. It's not a specific skin at all this time. If you win, just tell me what skin you want and I will give it to you. All you have to do to enter is find this picture, leave a comment and tell me what you're thankful for, and I will randomly select sometime in the next 4 days. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe if you haven't already because we release a lot of content these days and I've been having a blast doing it, and I personally think that you'd have a lot of fun joining the fam. That's all I gotta say. You guys should watch this video that's on the screen right now because I released it at 9 p.m. So a lot of you were probably asleep when I did. Hey, it's Daily December. I never said I had to be timely about it. That's all I gotta say. I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow.